hello, I just got your knob joke.
What's up, everybody? It's Erin.
And Nicole, this is Dude That's Fucked Up.
Yeah, I had a knob joke.
Yeah. What? And what?
Talking about like adjusting my little like soundboard.
Yeah, she's like, my knob is sensitive.
Yeah, it's a sensitive little knob.
It's a sensitive little knob.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my
god. What's up? How's it going?
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm delightful. Pete made me dinner. We're Costco people again, which is just that we've been going to Costco like every few weeks and just like stocking up.
The best.
The best, but it's hard with two people.
Did you see the Le Creuset thing today?
No, what?
Costco had put on their fucking website
a mistake.
Like, no, they're like selling like a massive set of Le Creuset shit that's like worth like $4,500 on their website.
Yeah,
$4,500. It's like a ton of shit though. Like everything is like $100 off each item basically. Like it's crazy. And people are. It like almost made the website crash. Like it was like people were freaking the fuck out about it.
Oh my god!
It's like it was like a 20-piece or 25-piece set of Le Creuset shit.
I want that.
Probably more than that. I don't know. It was crazy.
My god!
Yeah. So
delightful.
I know.
Oh my god, Costco, yeah, it's the best. And Pete just
sorry, I interrupted your Costco.
No, I'm glad you told me that. I did not see that. And I got an email today about the sale stuff, but I've been opening it every day that I get it, and it's always just TVs and couches that I don't want, and I'm like, yeah. So I didn't even open it today, but I should have. But Pete today was, he made dinner tonight, and he made like this chicken katsu dish. Have you done that before? It's like it's like you just have to assemble it. Like the chicken's already cooked and you just have to like bread it and fry it. And then it comes with sauce. And then we made broccoli and rice. Pete did. He made it all and it was very good. But I was just like, this is so delightful. And every few days, Pete will like go to the fridge for something. Like we were taking inventory of it at dinner. I'm like, what do we even still have from Costco? We have so much stuff still. And he'll just turn to me every once in a while and go, I love being a Costco family again. I love that we're Costco people again. Just everyone, just like he'll just like pull a yogurt out of the fridge and just like be like,
It's like literally, it's so comforting.
Yeah.
I was like really, when I was like in the like height of my illness.
Yeah.
I did a Costco order, like a delivery order.
Oh.
Which was like so clutch. And I ordered like all the like cold remedies you could possibly imagine from Costco.
Yeah.
But I was able to order like a tub of like chicken noodle soup. Oh. And that's like literally all I ate for like a few days.
Yeah.
And then I ordered like that pog juice that you told me about.
It's so good.
So fucking good. And like all the drinks, all the like Costco size, like, whatever, like seltzer waters and stuff. And it was like, and like nasal, like saline spray and stuff. And I was like, oh, I feel so comforted that this is like an actual, like a thing that I could do in the year of our Lord 2023. This is like, it was almost like having my mom there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like the soup, the meds. Yeah. And you didn't even have to go get it.
No, it was very cool. I was like, oh, okay.
What are the like specs for ordering Costco delivery? You have to pay for it or?
Yeah, you have to be a member, obviously, but there's like a whole separate website like portal you go through, and it's powered by Instacart. So
okay, I might need to start doing that because I feel like I'd have a better plan. Like I wouldn't buy as much random shit. Not that we buy that much.
Well, there's like, I think it's also like you can't get every single thing that they have there. It's like a limited amount of things. So, yeah.
I don't know. Well, I just, we have like a strong aversion to going there because our Costco, our shared Costco has the worst parking lot of maybe any Costco ever to exist. It's just like
it's the Wild West.
I've legit now twice seen someone just pull up to where the doors are, get out of their car and leave their car. Like, they won't even bother to try and find parking. Like, they just...
The fuck?
Yeah, they just go inside and leave their car. I've seen it happen now twice.
Dude,
and I'm like...
it literally, it, like, brings out the worst in
It
humans.
does. Yeah.
Like, that, like, it is, like, you could feel the, like, the evil radiating out of that parking lot. It's just, like, everybody's humanity is gone.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And it's the Wild West. Yeah.
It is.
Anyway, well, hell yeah. Love Costco.
Yeah.
My God, we have a doozy of an episode. It really, we'll get to it. It's just wild. Oh my God, just thinking about it. But before we get to it, do we have any business, anything else that we want to catch up on?
No.
Right.
I would say, well, it won't even be your birthday by the time this episode comes out, but it'll almost be your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting to go on a very fun trip, and that'll be so nice.
And I was just telling you, it cannot come soon enough. I was like, just telling Nicole, I was like, I cannot be a parent much longer. I need a vacation. Like, a
refresher.
I'm at the end of my rope.
Yeah.
I'm fucking tired. You just feel like, I just need to be, like, replenished. I am not, my patience and my, like, just, like, everything. Like, I'm just tired, and it's just hard right now. So
it's because you're in that sweet spot where it's like, oh, it's so close, you can feel it. And that's when everything gets really hard. It's like, like with your kids, it gets hard. With your work, it gets hard. Like, life gets so hard right before a vacation. For some reason, it's just like the way the universe works, and it punishes you so that you really are grateful when you get your time away.
It's like that thing of when you have a stomachache and you're close to home.
Yeah.
And then it really hits, and you have to clench. You have to, like, hold on for dear life.
Yeah. You're like,
or else you're gonna shit your pants. Yeah. It's like literally that. So.
Oh my God, great analogy.
Thank you.
Also, your in-laws thought I was coming with you. They're like, oh, aren't you going? And I'm like, no, like, should I just go? I'm like, yeah, it's just gonna be me, Erin, and DJ on her romantic birthday weekend.
No, they don't understand that when I am like, I need to be, like, away from everybody. I really mean it. Like
DJ's lucky he's going.
Exactly. Like,
I know.
If I could go by myself, I would. But no, I do need, like, a person.
You need someone to eat dinner with.
Yeah. I mean, I actually don't. I could just, like, bring a book.
Fair,
I just bought.
You need someone to split the taxi to and from the airport with.
Exactly. I don't want to just, like, be sitting next to a random person on the plane. You don't know.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, good.
I bought Julia Fox's memoir to read on vacation. Like, I'm psyched to read that. Can't wait to read Britney's biography. I cannot. Autobiography, whatever.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
There's already so many juicy things coming out of that.
JT is he was already, like, blah. We already canceled him ourselves, but he's about to get napalmed.
We haven't liked him for a long time. I think it's just, like, honestly, we have the context now. And also, he, not to, like, be a JT apologizer, because I'm not apologist or whatever. He was young too, and he didn't really know how to do the best or right things. And when you're someone who's famous, you have a lot of people around you looking out for their best interest.
Totally.
And so I do feel like he was a little bit a victim of the system also. Like, not only did he victimize Britney pretty strongly and heavily in so many ways and really put some, like, shitty daggers in her career, and Janet's, of course, but, like, also he was a victim of the system because there were so many people just wanting to make so much fucking money off of this man who was on the rise.
That's fair. He did not have to make that fucking Cry Me a River music video, though.
No. Yeah, I mean, he didn't have to do probably any of it, but he was young and dumb, I guess. And I hope he's since apologized. I think he has. I think it's in the book. He has since, like, apologized to her and stuff. So,
well, we'll see.
Yeah, but still, not a fan. And I tried listening to the new NSYNC song. It's fine. I like JC Chasez on it suddenly, all of a sudden. I was always a JT.
No, I've always been a JC.
A JC head.
Yeah. He and Lance have always been my dudes.
Yeah.
Like, I was always like I would hang out with like friends in high school that like loved boy bands, and I was like, yeah, they're, you know, like I had to pretend like I was obsessed too.
Yeah.
And I would always, and like they'd have their guy like staked out, and I'd be like, oh, I love Lance. And
yeah,
I was just like saying it, but like deep down I knew, you know,
he's the best one. Yeah, I know.
And he literally is. So
him and Joey are great.
Joey Fatone is such a legend. Love him.
Yeah, love.
Anyway, okay, we have an episode. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
You guys, what a
we pulled an audible yesterday because this is something that just popped up, and I was like, oh, we got to do this, right? And Erin's like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad you were like, should we just do this?
Yeah.
So this topic came to me in a meme, not a dream, a meme. I don't know.
A meme of time gone by.
I don't even know where I saw it. I think it was like on Instagram or something, and I was like reading. I was like scrolling through, and I was like, wait, it stopped me in my tracks.
Ooh.
I had to leave the social. I was on Instagram. I had to leave Instagram and like go onto the internet and
World Wide
research
Web.
this. The World Wide Web, www. So I saw this bit of information and I thought it was fake. So I had to look into it. And sure enough, it was fucking real. Very real. The meme said something along the lines of lots of mummies are missing from tombs because Europeans in the Middle Ages were eating them.
Oh.
And I was like, what? Excuse me? Huh? I like thought I like read it wrong or it was like fake.
Yeah.
And I researched on the internet and I read way too much about it, went down a rabbit hole, and I was like, we have to talk about this. So that's what we're talking about. How Europeans in the Middle Ages were fucking consuming dead bodies. Ground up mummies from Egypt, from all over the place, wherever they could find a mummy. They were taking it and grinding it up and putting it in their coffee or whatever the fuck.
No.
Like it was some taster's choice.
Oh, no.
Like it was a liquid IV. I don't know.
Oh, my God. Hashtag not sponsored anymore, but we were at one point.
Yeah. That's right.
I love it. Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. That is horrifying. And I feel like this is a great place to put in our obligatory warning of, you know, don't eat while you listen to this episode. I think it will get a little graphic. Like there's some graphic stuff. I found some recipes that people were using that I want to talk, and that shit's like intense. So there is going to be like blood talk and like flesh talk and bones being ground up
to make my bread.
Yeah.
Literally, fee fi fo fum.
Yeah. This shit was fee fi fo fum, cure my cold, mum. And then
literally
it did.
They were like, yeah, it didn't, but okay, so what had happened was basically it was an unfortunate mistranslation. White people in the Middle Ages believed mummies had healing properties due to this like botched translation in like the 12th century. And it just like kept going and going. Like for many, many centuries, people just like kept snatching up mummies and grinding them up.
Right. Like it was a theme. It's been a theme through humanity to use things from dead people until it was proven that we shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. But specifically we're talking right now about mummies, like ancient Egyptian mummies.
Ancient Egyptian mummies.
Yes.
Specifically from the Middle East because of the Crusades.
Right.
So what they crush up the mummies, whatever body parts, crush them up, and use them medicinally. Literally, doctors were taking dead man's toe, grinding it up, and telling people to take 2 spoonfuls and call them in the morning. Like, that is what was happening for centuries.
How is this mistranslated? Was it in Celtic? Like, what? How were people like? What was where's the question? You know what I mean? Like,
I'll get into it. There's multiple steps of how this got fucking like lost in translation. So, but it was this widespread practice throughout Europe from the 12th century to the 17th century. And even after it was disproven, it stayed a thing. It was like still a thing for another century afterwards. My God.
So through the 18th century. Like,
yeah, basically.
And we're like, honestly.
It was like if ivermectin was like a cure for everything for literal centuries. And then they finally were like, oh, you know what? This is actually going to make you shit out your intestines. And you have been doing it for several hundred years. So
I think I know like overall, you know, this was through the 18th century, but I do have a couple instances like in the death rattle of the practice of what we're going to talk about today. People were doing it as like late as the early 1900s, so like the 20th century. There's like a few instances. It wasn't as widespread at that point, but like a couple people were still being like
making testicle tea or some shit, you know, like they're truly.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's like if it's esoteric and Egyptian, like, you know, white people are like, oh, what now?
Yeah.
Oh, how should I?
Oh, we'll take that.
Is this going to give me a boner? Great. You know, like,
but without all of the fucking actual traditions and like beliefs around it. You know what I mean? It's just like full appropriation. No. This is just like full appropriation.
Not even appropriation. I would say desecration.
Yeah.
And it is, I mean, the curses that have been unleashed because of this are innumerable. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. Like, I feel like the check is still due because of this.
Why do you think, why do you think we sunburn so easily? Why do you think I have so many moles?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think probably from that. Somewhere along my lineage, people were eating dead people.
In the grand scheme of things on the timeline of human existence, like there's still an asteroid out there gunning for us, basically, because of this.
Yeah.
Because of this, okay? Yeah. So the idea behind this practice was the belief that mummies were embalmed with an actual medicinal property called bitumen. But spoiler, they actually weren't. Mummies that were being dug up in Egypt by Europeans in the Middle Ages had the appearance of being coated in bitumen, but the embalming material that ancient Egyptians used was actually resin, which is not it. That's not what it is. The resin often simulates that of bitumen. It's like a very dark colored substance. Honest mistake, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, if you didn't know anything about the practices and you just looked at a mummy.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff got confused, and they didn't have the ability to test, you know, under the microscope or like figure out what the properties of each substance were. They were just like, oh yeah, we read like a scroll maybe, and it said something about this, mummies like having to do with bitumen. So bitumen was an actual substance that occurred naturally, but it was hard to come by. And everybody knew it was very effective at curing what ails you. Like, it was kind of like a cure-all substance. It was like, if like Tylenol just like grew on a specific fucking, or aspirin or something grew on a tree, which it probably does in the rainforest.
Fucking like aloe or something.
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah. It was like, you slap this on your leg, or you fucking drink it in tea, and you have a cold, it's gonna go away. It was like antimicrobial, antibacterial, like it had all these properties to it. So they knew it was like this very effective thing, and it was like very, very sought after because of this. And they started digging up all these mummies, and they were like, oh, look at all these bitumen dip treats when they pulled up all these mummies out of their tombs. So they just were like, oh, well, this is like a source of, it's hard to get this substance, so let's just like get the mummies and grind them up.
Oh.
So they just started grinding up mummies to get the benefits of the bitumen, but it wasn't even bitumen that they were just eating dusty ass sap and dehydrated human.
No, I hate this. Why? Okay, I just don't understand why you would eat why wouldn't you just like soak the mummies in water or something and extract? Like, why are you just gonna take the whole body?
Like steep the
steep
the
it.
mummy.
Yeah, steep it to make bitumen tea. I don't know why the thought was let's just grind up the whole fucking thing.
Maybe they looked at it and they were like, it's like dead enough. This body's dead enough. It like is just dust, right? It's not like a real. We're not really eating a human at this point.
Oh my God, I don't know.
Like this mummy is mostly dipped in whatever the substance is.
Oh. Does that substance, does it not exist anymore?
It does, but it's like
it was hard to come by.
It was hard to come by. It was like it was like like I don't know, it was like a breakdown of like certain plants and stuff, and it made like this like, you know, this thing. So
okay,
it was like they didn't know how to like manufacture it. They just were like finding it, and I'm sure you can manufacture it now, but
oh my God, it's like a fucking analogy for like gas, fossil fuels and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, it's a finite resource. Well, we're just gonna like use it up as much as possible. Oh wait, we can't like.
We're just going to pillage the Middle East for it.
Yeah.
Truly, this has been happening before oil was discovered. Just FYI. So during the Crusades, like I was saying, European soldiers figured out, they like learned firsthand about the drug mummia, which was considered to have great healing powers. That's what the bitumen is.
Oh, okay.
And mummia is like the Latin word for it.
Oh.
And so the demand for, so that's where the word
oh my
mummy
God, they're
comes
literally
from.
like, it's just mummies. Oh no.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
It literally is so dumb. Like, this is how dumb it is. So the Latin word for bitumen is mummia or mummia.
Yeah.
And then it got like some wires got crossed. I'll delve into like where the confusion lies.
Oh my God.
So the demand for this increased throughout Europe, and since the supply of natural bitumen from Persia and the Dead Sea was limited, the search for the new source turned to the tombs of Egypt.
How do people not know this is bad? It's so weird to me. It's like, how did people not know you don't disrupt the dead in this way? You know what I mean?
They just did not have the lack of respect.
Yeah.
The lack of knowledge.
It's like because they've dehumanized these people so much, and they're so, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just like whatever to them. It was theirs. They conquered it. So it was like not a big deal.
It's their property now.
Everything lost its power in their conquering.
Yeah.
So misinterpreting the Latin word mummia, which was medicinal bitumen, involved several steps. So it wasn't just like that they fucked up the interpretation. So the first was to substitute substances exuded by Egyptian mummies for the natural product. An Arab physician, Serapion the Younger, in the 12th century, wrote about mummia and its many uses, but the Latin translation from this other dude, Simone Genesis, said, mummia is the mummia. Wait, mummia. This is the mummia of the sepulchres with aloes and myrrh mixed in the liquid of the human body. And then some 12th century Italian people were like, they like saw the Arabic translation and they misinterpreted it as the substance found in the land where the bodies are buried with aloes, by which the liquid of the dead mixed with the aloes is transformed, and it is similar to marine pitch. And then it further just gets like broken down and like wrongly translated by like more and more white people just like keep misinterpreting it.
What a rough misinterpretation. Like,
yeah,
it's not just this thing. It's like the breakdown of the body mixed with it's like the juices of the body mixed with this thing. Yikes.
Big yikes.
That is why we peer review to this day.
Mm-hmm.
That is why second opinions are important. Because you know, only the confidence of a white man to go into this place and be like, I think it's the goo with the dead people goo mixed in. No, I'm right. Like,
yeah, like literally they were like, this one guy said it was this, so we're gonna like build on that, and it just was like misinformation, misconstrued over an entire century, and then so that was like the first bit that like got fucked up, and then the second step was to confuse and replace the rare black exudation from embalmed corpses with the black bitumen that Egyptians used as embalming preservative. So like a physician from the Middle East in Baghdad in the 12th century described ancient Egyptian mummies, quote, in the belly and the skull of these corpses is also found a great abundance called mummy. And added that although the word properly denoted bitumen or asphalt, that's like the like asphalt is like what it is like.
Yeah.
The mummy found in the hollows of the corpses of Egypt differs but immaterially from the nature of mineral mummy. And we're talking about like actual bitumen. And so people like saw this and were like, oh, it's like from the mummy. So not only is it outside, but it's also inside. Okay. So that's why they're like, let's grind it up.
Okay. Because they're like, yeah, they're like, oh no, the call's coming from inside the house. Yeah. That's the bitumen.
So this is where they thought it came from. It wasn't just like a naturally occurring thing that was like a byproduct of plants.
Yeah.
That had broken down over time. It was like from, and you know, I don't know. I'm not familiar with all the chemistry of this, but it is like, it's wrong. It's wrong.
I'm not familiar, but I know it's not right.
I know it's not right. It's not right.
Yeah.
And then there is another whole step in the misinterpretation of mummia was to substitute the blackened flesh of an entire mummy for the hardened bituminous materials from the interior cavities of the cadavers. Blah, 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 blah. So they were like, okay, this, like the way the resin formed a patina over the dead bodies over time. You know, have you ever like seen a mummy in real life? They're like,
yeah, it's like shiny and
dark. It's from the resin.
Oh, okay.
But when they observe this, they're like, this looks like exactly like this like medicinal thing, this bitumen. That must be what it is. And so based on these other earlier translations, they were like, that is what it is.
Oh no.
And it was not. It was not. It just like was layers on layers of wrong information.
Yeah. It's like it's thinking it's too many things and none of them are right. Like they're thinking it's like, first they're like, oh, it's the goo that comes from a mummy. And then it's like, no, it's not that. Then it's like, okay, it's the goo that comes from the mummy and mixes with this other property. And that's what makes it this special thing. It's like, no. And then it's like, okay, fine. It's the thing on top of the mummy on its skin. Like, it's like they're just like grasping for straws, trying to figure this out. Desperate.
Yeah, because they were like, this is like an effective treatment. And so it's like if you get like, it's like knockoff shit, you know, but still going to great lengths to get it. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was like almost, I don't know. It was just so stupid. Yeah. It was so stupid. So it gets worse though, because the market for this was so high. Like, they just realized there were like Europeans, because they thought it was from corpses and cadavers. They were like, oh, we could just like make this, right? With our own dead bodies. We could just manufacture this.
Oh.
So after Egypt banned the shipment of mummia in the 16th century, European apothecaries very unscrupulously began to sell fraudulent mummia prepared by embalming and desiccating, like drying out fresh corpses.
Oh, no.
So that's how they were like, we're going to manufacture this on our own.
Yeah.
So we're going to embalm it, and it's going to dry out, and we're going to get this jerky, and it's going to be, and then we're going to get this bread.
It's a fucking sandwich.
Yeah. So that's what it was basically like. They just like ran a dead body factory.
Oh my God.
And like then they were just like selling it to, oh my God, it's like CVS, like buying and selling fake Viagra or something.
Oh my God. Yeah, totally. So they did pillage Egypt. Like, they took and exported to Europe a ton of mummies.
Yeah.
Which is why there aren't a lot. Like,
I mean, we still like we
have a lot,
tons.
but there was a ton more. Like, they were taking them.
Yeah, they're the like Europeans are the ultimate grave robbers.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It wasn't until like well into the like, you know, like when King Tutankhamun's tomb was discovered, that they even knew how to read like hieroglyphics or whatever. Like that wasn't like, and so when they realized like, oh fuck, like it says even opening the tomb is like a curse will be put on us. Like, my like great uncle was an apothecary and was like grinding up like mummies from Egypt for like years. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Like, is that why I have night terrors?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, truly, like it was. And so when, you know, King Tut was like unearthed,
yeah, and
everybody like got caught up in this curse thing, it was like nobody knew. No, like the collective memory of this entire you know, centuries long practice was kind of like forgotten.
Yeah.
Just like it's like a generational thing. You know how like we are always like teasing, you know, Gen Z about like not wearing, you know, jeans under dresses because they didn't know about that and how bad it was. Yeah. It was like there was like whole generations that didn't know this practice really existed. So unless they like dive into old history books or whatever. So
well, I have like kind of a theory about that later. Like, but yeah, I think it is something that I think once you're like, this was bad, you divert from it very quickly and like don't talk about it.
Yeah. You know? So during the Renaissance, like scholars were like looking into the actual translations of these ancient texts, and they were like, oh no. Yeah. This is a big mistake. Like, whoops. Yeah. This is mummies were not dipped in bitumen. This is not it. Stop doing this. It's just you're literally eating people. Yeah. You're eating dried out flesh in your morning smoothie, whatever.
And asphalt.
And yeah.
And fucking resin.
Yeah. Like you're just eating like the worst things. Yeah. So physicians stopped prescribing it. And then it still persisted as like there was still a market for it because artists were using it in their paint pigments. Yeah. It was literally called mummy brown. Yeah. So people were still taking mummies out of tombs and grinding them up for fucking paint. Yeah. So
and also, I mean, this is specific to mummies, but like the other parallel path here is like medicinal cannibalism, which was related to this because it's like, oh, hey, if you have a headache, you should grind up the skull of a raven and put it in your tea, and then your headache will go away. If you have a sore wrist, you should put some human fat on it, and that the soreness will go away. Whatever. Epilepsy was a big thing that they tried to treat with a lot of like medicinal cannibalism. And so it was happening in Europe during this whole time. And I think there's like as we started to colonize the like North Americas, it's strange, or the Americas in general, I guess, but specifically thinking about North America, it's strange that while all of this was being practiced and we were colonizing the US, like native people of North America were being stereotyped as cannibals for like similar medicinal things, like practices and traditions that they had when with, the deceased, or with bloodletting or whatever, any sort of practice where you're using human material to treat something, and they weren't just being stereotyped for it. They were being slaughtered for it.
Called savages and like all of the tropes that you want to like throw in there. Yeah. Right.
Meanwhile, like, in Europe, we're doing the same thing. Like they're doing exactly the same thing. Worse. And it's worse because, okay, I'm glad you pointed that out because according to Beth A. Conklin, who's a cultural and medical anthropologist at Vanderbilt University, European corpse medicine and the New World cannibalism has like one very distinct difference. And I'm saying New World cannibalism in, air quotes. And this is a quote from her. The one thing we know is that almost all non-Western cannibal practice is deeply social in the sense that the relationship between the eater and the one who is eaten matters. In the European process, this was largely erased and made irrelevant. Human beings were reduced to simple biological matter equivalent to any other kind of commodity medicine. So, like, this was still a rare practice, and it's not like, I don't know, I don't want to say it's not full cannibalism because, they're like using pieces or they're using things even from people that are still alive, Yeah,
it's like how people use like today, like, ground up like rhinoceros horn or whatever. And it's like it supposedly has like properties that like cure whatever.
Yeah.
But except the source they're getting it from is a human being,
right.
not
and
but like you're saying, in
pass to you if you,
their essence, their power,
their essence,
whatever,
their soul, whatever it is, like they're your ancestor and like this is a way to honor them. I don't know. But, I thought that was very different. That was very interesting because we're just condemning it. And meanwhile, like we're still fucking grinding up people parts for our headaches. Yeah. Okay. So I talked a little bit earlier about like how not necessarily just like this mummia, as a medicinal like ingredient, but also just other ways that we were practicing medicinal cannibalism. And so this is kind of like towards the end of it, like the death rattle, I called it earlier, like just the last few times a few bones were ground up for, wellness purposes. And this is all according to Richard Sugg, he's the author of Mummies, Cannibals, and Vampires, The History of Corpse Medicine from the Renaissance to the Victorians. And he has found several documented cases of late stage cannibalism is what I'm calling it.
Stage cannibalism.
Okay. In 1847, an Englishman was advised to mix the skull of a young woman with treacle, which is molasses, and feed it to his daughter to cure her epilepsy. This was in 1847.
Oh my God.
I think my probably my great-great-grandparents were born then, or were alive then.
Mm-hmm.
He obtained the compound and administered it, as Sugg writes, but allegedly without effect. Now, can you imagine anything worse than fucking being told you need to eat people for your epilepsy and then that shit doesn't even work? What?
I know.
Ugh. Okay, as late as the 1880s, it was believed a candle made from human fat called a thieves' candle could stupefy and paralyze a person. That's mummy, in quotes, was sold as medicine in a German medical catalog at the beginning of the 20th century.
What the fuck?
I don't know what that was, but I'm assuming it was some sort of mummified,
ground up
situation. Human situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 1908, a last known attempt was made in Germany again to swallow blood at the scaffold.
Ew.
So that was a practice that people did, and this was with dead bodies. I think probably initially it was dead bodies, and they were had to be fresh before the blood coagulated, but they would drain them of the blood and then have people ingest it. That was part of.
So people that were
dead,
like hung or beheaded or whatever.
Oh no! Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Scaffold.
Oh, is that what that means? Okay, I don't know. I tried to Google that. I thought it was at the scaffold I thought it was at the surgical kind of center where they would drip the blood into a vestibule and then patients would fill their cup and drink it.
Oh my God.
But it could, if a scaffold is where people are hung and stuff, it could be that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, also I did read something about how they did they were collecting blood out of corpses too. And they started to realize it's easier if they're fresher. So they weren't even mummifying we weren't even mummifying the bodies in order to use them in cannibalistic medicinal.
No, it wasn't even a scam. It was just here's blood, drink it.
Right. Here's blood, drink it. It's from a corpse. Here's fat from a corpse. Here's a finger from a corpse. Your finger hurts. Eat this or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh my God,
it's
dude.
It's so wild.
It's just so hypocritical. It
I know.
Is just the height of hypocrisy.
It's so infuriating to learn things like this.
And I had a flashback to one of my anthropology courses from college where it was a class called Universal Taboos.
Oh,
and one of them was cannibalism, and it was I think it was a kind of whitewashing of sacred practices of different or just not even it was just cannibalism. Yes, it is a taboo. However, acting like white people didn't do it was kind of the vibe in that class, and it was just I this is why anthropology and all these deep history classes the deeper you go in history, it needs to be decolonized and really very deconstructed to break down some of these preconceived because like look at what happens when you're fed the misinformation over generations and centuries. So
it's also like a shame. I don't know, there's something about this. I was gonna save this for the end, but then I just feel like it's relevant here. But like there's something about just this idea, you know, a lot of Western culture is very removed from the earth and traditions that a lot of like native cultures or even like Asian cultures study and practice, where it's like connected to spirituality and the earth and things that are grown in the earth. And I don't know, like we're Western society so removed from it. We've like sterilized it so completely. And I think it's from stuff like this where like, honestly, I think someone's like, yo, we fucked up. We thought mummia was people and it wasn't. And we were eating people. Don't look over there.
It's like a reaction.
Yeah. And then it's like super avoidant or something. It's like, yeah, it's a reaction. And then of course you have to condemn everybody because you've discovered that wasn't true. And then you have to like fucking terrorize everyone for it.
Just so much fucking projection.
It is. It is. It just feels so wild. And like, I don't know, the fact that we're starting to find our way to that again feels sometimes it's very appropriating, obviously, but also like at some point we all were practicing things like this. Our ancestors were, like, it's in our cells, you know, that like we were once connected to the earth somehow, and we have to find obviously very respectful ways and, you know, non-appropriation, or like we have to find ways back into it that like make sure that we're uplifting everyone who's kept those traditions and we can learn from them, and like making sure that they're not being penalized for this shit, and like cleaning all that up, you know, like
yeah
because I don't know, it's
here
yeah okay, so obviously I know everybody's interested in healing themselves with mummified remains, so unfortunately Betty Crocker isn't in the mummy game yet.
You mean there's no dump dinner for
there's no mummy at dump dinners yet, I said.
Yet.
We will see it on TV soon, hopefully. So there's no shortcuts. So we've collected some recipes courtesy of historian Ben Breen so that you can make this shit from scratch.
It's like a potion.
It is, yeah. Okay, so the following is from a 1676 manuscript called Viridarium Regale. It's written in a combination of Latin and Italian, which has been translated by this guy, Ben Breen. This is some kind of tincture recipe for, okay. The regenerated mummy or The regenerated mummy or microcosmic tincture. Oh, that's what it's called. Ooh, I like this.
Microcosmic. I love it.
It's a microcosmic tincture, also known as the regenerated mummy. Okay. Take the blood of a mummy with its own form and substance, whether it be a discrete limb or the entire body, and allow this to putrefy in conserve of violets for a month, so that it becomes a multi-genius blood. No, a mutilia genius.
Okay.
I feel like gelatinous is probably the word now today. I don't know, but that's a vibe.
Like it's saying like let it become slime.
Yeah, let it coagulate and Okay. Then strain the putrefied matter and conserve this material. From this quote embryonic mummy material, you can separate a tincture. So it's like fucking clarified butter. God. You just like scrape the coagulated part off the top and the good parts underneath. I don't know.
Oh my God! Do not let Gwyneth Paltrow see this.
Oh my God.
You know that's where goop comes from, right?
I'm gonna buy her microcosmic tincture. It's her goop. It's dead people goop.
It's goop. It is literal goop.
I thought goop was vaginal discharge from her or something. We don't know what it is.
It's mummified corpse.
Yeah. Okay. And then here's another recipe. This is from the alchemist Oswald Krul's manuscript or manifesto.
Recipe book?
Yeah, it's a manifesto. It's
Yeah.
called Basilica Chimica. This is from 1608. This is grosser, okay?
Oh, God.
Take the fresh corpse of a red-haired, uninjured, unblemished man, 24 years old, and killed no more than 1 day before, preferably by
Jeffrey Dahmer. Jesus Christ.
It's so specific.
Yeah. Like, oh
yeah.
my God.
And think of all the fucking like serfs and shit that were killed to make to quote heal people. This is like not even something that was on our radar. You know what I mean? But it was happening.
They're just out here killing like red-haired people. Like,
yeah.
For tinctures.
Okay. For for this putrid or whatever.
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, so 1 day before, preferably by hanging, breaking on the wheel, or impaling. So one of the three. Those are the preferences, okay?
Oh my God. How are they uninjured or unblemished after that?
Oh.
Sir, it's very contradictory.
Maybe unblemished means like no freckles or moles. Maybe unblemished is like a virgin.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Leave it 1 day and 1 night in the light of the sun and the moon. Okay, leave it. This is also, it's like so dehumanizing. So of course we can just go out and kill people for their blood and their guts or whatever. Okay. 1 day, 1 night in the light of the sun and the moon, then cut into strips. Tenders.
Daywalker tendies. God,
those people tendies.
Oh my God.
Steep in spirit of wine for several days.
No, you forgot to sprinkle on a little powder of myrrh.
Oh, yeah. Sprinkle on a little powder of myrrh to prevent it from being too bitter.
This is like the equivalent of like soaking your chicken in buttermilk so it's tender. Like you wanna make sure that it's nice and it's not too bitter.
Also, that bitter taste is rotting flesh, and it's a sign to your brain not to eat it. Like, exactly. I don't know. This is unhinged. Okay. Outrageous. Then you steep it in spirit of wine for several days.
Oh, that's the buttermilk.
Yeah, that's the buttermilk. Yeah. The other thing was the salt.
Yeah. The brine.
Brine. Yeah.
You dry brine it, then you wet brine it. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. These are, they have to be tender tendies. As the foulness of it causes an intolerable humidity in the stomach, it is a good idea to macerate the mummy with oil. Oh, bitch.
Diarrhea? Is that intolerable humidity in the stomach?
I don't.
Or
wetness? Yeah, it's wet farts. Also, it's a good idea to macerate the mummy with oil. Okay, is this now a tartare? This is a fucking tartare.
There was no oven preset that I saw in this recipe, so it is raw, okay?
It is cured in the wine, I suppose, but it is raw. Yeah.
I know all these people are dead for centuries, but jail. They all need to go to jail.
We should all just go to jail. We're all like, humans are not right. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, that meteor is gunning for us. Like it is on its way because of these fucking people. My God.
Oh my God. Oof. It's so upsetting, but it is interesting. Oh, yeah. I'm glad we're not on this timeline. I'm so glad. Where
they're like, you got your period. Here's the thumb of a virgin. It'll help with the cramps. Oh. You know, like, oh God.
Yeah, we've removed the uterus from this little serf woman because we want you to eat it to help.
So you're
you
not
get
barren.
Pregnant.
Yeah.
God.
Oh God.
So dumb. Obviously, we learned, as actual science prevailed, that this stuff wasn't.
You know what, though? People are still out here eating their placentas. And
yeah, that's their
business.
Fine.
That's fine.
I think it's disgusting, but
I mean, you're not like taking out. It's not like a tartare. Like that you dry it. It's
I know, but I'm sorry. Are these people also eating their boogers or their earwax? Like what is
probably?
Well, that's disgusting. Like that's the thing for me. It's like, oh, it's so sacred or whatever. I'm like, are you eating everything your body produces? Because I don't think that's a good idea. I just don't.
I know. I agree. I did not have my placenta dried and put into a smoothie.
No.
But I know I know many people who have, and you know what?
They sell vitamins at GNC.
I know. I didn't have any issues when I not drinking my placenta powder.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's fine if people want to do it. Just don't tell me. And if you do, I just know that I will have a very strong reaction, and you're just gonna have to deal with it.
And okay, and I guess I'm fine with it because it's like if it's from your own body, whatever. But like this shit was on another level. Just This taking like beyond just like other people's body parts, like the desecration and the like lack of humanity that was involved in like justifying and like making and it was all from a mistake in a translation. Like
it's wild.
It doesn't get much more like fucked up than this, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hate it.
I hate it too.
Well, I think that's enough of that.
It's enough of that. Yeah.
I don't want to drink or anyone's blood. I don't want to eat anyone's bones or flesh. I don't want to look at feet. Like, I just don't want to. There's just like even way less bad stuff that I don't want to do. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to start here.
No, I'm given one life on Beyonce's green earth, and I am not going to waste it by consuming other people's bodies, you know?
Yeah, fair. Great. Unless I would make an exception if I was starving in the Andes or something.
Oh, yeah. That's totally, that's different.
We're on the same page.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Well, follow us on social medias. Yeah.
Yeah. It's at DTFU podcast everywhere.
Yeah.
All the places.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a website. It's dtfupodcast.com. We have merch. We have, all kinds of links to all kinds of things.
Yeah.
You can find our YouTube channel there if you'd like to watch us have reactions to talking about eating dead man's toe. You can go there.
Yeah.
Dead man's toe.
I know. I just kept thinking of dead man's chunks.
Chunks?
Yeah, they're like chunks. Dead man's chunks.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Check that out. DTFUpodcast.com. And I think that's it.
Okay.
All right. Well, stay excellent to yourselves.
And each other.
Don't eat each other.
No, that's not excellent.
But, eat some pussy, some butt, whatever you want. It's fine.
But like of a living person that's consenting.
Of a living person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not dead.
Don't eat parts. Dead pussy.
Don't eat. Oh, that's necrophilia. Please don't. Okay, well. Happy Halloween!
Okay, bye.